Now, y'all know that those instant potatoes are really good and just a pinch, those Idaho instant potatoes, but there's nothing quite like homemade mashed potatoes. First, we're going to peel them, then we're going to dice them into about 1-inch thick slices, put them in a pot, cover them with water, and you can lay that wooden spoon across them and they will not boil over. There's a tip for you. Put it on about medium heat, and these boiled for about 30 minutes. You should be able to stick your wooden spoon or a fork through them and they should break in half, which mine did. Once your potatoes are done cooking, then we are going to drain the water off of them, and you can either put these in a bowl and use a potato masher by hand, or you can put them in your mixer, which is what I'm going to do. So I put the potatoes in there, and now I'm going to add a half a stick of butter, which I cut into pats. And you want to do these immediately while they're good and hot, because you want nice fluffy potatoes, and that will help make them fluffy. Then we are going to add some evaporated milk. I'm going to start off by using half of the can of evaporated milk. How much evaporated milk you use will vary depending on how creamy you want these potatoes and depending on the size of your potatoes, but you will need 1 can. And if you want extra creamy potatoes, not only should you use evaporated milk, but my mama likes to heat her milk like in the microwave before she pours it in, because it does make them fluffier. So there's another tip for you. I didn't have time to do that. I had a house full of people and I was just doing this quickly. Now, I like to check on mine and see if I've got enough. These weren't creamy enough for me, so I added a little bit more. So I'm going to guess I used about 3/4 of this can of evaporated milk. Once they reach the desired creaminess that you want, go ahead and add some salt and pepper to them. I could have done this in the beginning and maybe I should have, but again, I was in a rush. So add some salt and pepper. You're going to need quite a bit of salt for potatoes, and I like lots of pepper, lots and lots of pepper. I'm sure a lot of you seasoned cooks already know how to make homemade mashed potatoes, but we do have some new cooks in this world, so I hope this helps someone out. And then I went ahead and gave these another stir, just checking to make sure they were perfectly the way I wanted them. Gave them a taste test and added a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, gave them a stir, and voila, these creamy mashed potatoes were ready to be served. And y'all, these were so good, so delicious. Sometimes we get in a rush and use those Idaho potatoes, but when you make homemade mashed potatoes, there is a big difference.